The slap echoed before I even felt it. My head snapped to the side, slow, controlled, but the sting came a second later, sharp and burning. The taste of iron spread across my tongue, silence, heavy. Not empty, because she was still there, watching. I turned my head back slowly, my gaze not going to him first, but to her. The Korean woman stood near the glass wall of the Tokyo penthouse, city lights reflecting off her silk trousers. Perfect posture. Composed. Like she hadn't just watched a Korean mafia boss slap his own wife for his cheating mistress. I smiled. Not because it didn't hurt, but because now I understood everything. You really did it, I said softly, lifting my eyes to him. You slapped your wife for your cheating mistress. His jaw tightened instantly. The tattoos along his forearm shifted as his fingers flexed slightly, like he was deciding whether to do it again. Watch your mouth, he said coldly. I let out a quiet laugh, dangerous low. No, I replied. You should watch yours. You almost called her by my name earlier. That landed. I saw it. Her expression changed just for a second. Confusion, then doubt, then something sharper. Good. If this already feels like a movie, subscribe right now, because this story only gets darker. Get out, he said suddenly. But he wasn't looking at me. He was looking at her. That was the first crack. She hesitated, just slightly. She started, her voice softer now, uncertain. I said, leave. No emotion, no warmth. Just authority. The kind that built empires and destroyed people. She grabbed her designer coat, her movement still controlled, but faster now. Before she passed me, I spoke again. Did he tell you, I said calmly, my voice cutting through the silence, that this penthouse is in my name? She stopped, slowly turned. What? I tilted my head slightly, wiping the corner of my lip with my thumb, staring directly at her. Every single thing you're standing in belongs to the woman he just hit. Silence filled the room again, but this time, it was different, heavy, uncomfortable, dangerous. She looked at him, waiting, expecting him to deny it, to laugh, to fix it. He said nothing. And that silence, that was louder than anything I could said. The door shut behind her. Now it was just us again, but not the same. Never the same. I walked past him slowly, my heels echoing across the marble floor, sharp, deliberate, controlled. Each step felt louder than it should, like a countdown. I poured myself a drink, my hand steady despite the heat still burning across my cheek. Behind me, I felt him move. You embarrassed yourself tonight, he said, cold, detached, like he was talking about a business deal. I didn't turn immediately. I took a slow sip first. Then, no, I said quietly. You exposed yourself. That made him step closer. I could feel his presence behind me now, heavy, dominant, familiar. You think this is a game, he asked. I turned slowly, the glass still in my hand, meeting his eyes fully now. No, I replied. I think this is the moment everything you built starts falling apart. He smirked, that same arrogant smirk, the one that made people fear him, the one that made people follow him. You wouldn't survive without me, he said, and that almost made me laugh. You're right, I said softly. I stepped closer, closing the distance between us. The woman you married wouldn't. I leaned in slightly, my voice dropping just enough for only him to hear. But the one standing in front of you now, I held his gaze, didn't blink, didn't move. She's the reason you're about to lose her forever. For the first time, he didn't respond. No comeback, no control, nothing. And in that silence, I saw it. Not fear, not yet, but something close. The beginning of it. Break time peaks 05s. If you want to see how a powerful man begins to lose everything after choosing his cheating mistress over his wife, subscribe, like, and comment right now. Batch 2 only gets more intense. You think this is over, he finally said. His voice was lower now, not loud, not aggressive, but dangerous. I tilted my head slightly, studying him like I was seeing him for the first time. No, I replied calmly. I think it's just starting. That hit something. I saw it in the way his jaw tightened again, in the way his shoulders squared, not out of confidence, but control. He stepped closer, too close. You're crossing a line, he said. I smiled faintly. You crossed it first. Silence then. You're my wife, he said, his voice sharpening slightly, like he was reminding himself more than me. And you're my husband, I replied. But that didn't stop you from slapping me in front of your cheating mistress. The word hung in the air again, mistress. This time, it stayed longer. He exhaled slowly, running his hand through his hair. Don't make this bigger than it is, I laughed. Not loud, not dramatic, just enough. Bigger? I repeated. You brought another woman into our home, into my space, and hit me for her. I stepped closer again. Now we were face to face, equal. You already made it big. If you can feel the tension building, subscribe right now, because this is where everything starts breaking. He looked away first. That was new. That was rare, and I noticed. You should calm down, he said, walking past me now, adjusting his cuff again like he always did when he needed control. I turned slowly, watching him. I said, you should start explaining. He stopped, didn't turn. Explaining what? I smiled slightly. Why a Korean mafia boss who controls everything couldn't control himself for one woman. That hit deeper than the rest. Because it wasn't about anger, it was about weakness. His weakness. He turned now, slow, measured. Careful, he warned. Or what? I asked immediately. You'll hit me again? That silence again. But this time, it was heavier. Because now, even he heard it. Even he felt what he did. Then I walked past him, straight to the floor-to-ceiling window. Toki stretched out beneath us. Lights, power, money, control. Everything he built. Everything I helped build. You remember Dubai? I asked suddenly. He didn't answer, but I knew he was listening. You told me something there, I continued. You said, everything I build for you. I turned slightly, just enough to see his reflection in the glass. What changed? He didn't answer immediately. That hesitation? That was louder than anything. Nothing changed, he finally said. I nodded slowly. Exactly. That confused him. I could see it. Nothing changed, I repeated. You just stopped pretending. His expression hardened. That's enough. But I wasn't done. Not even close. So what is she? I asked directly. A distraction? A habit? Or something you think is better than what you already have? He didn't respond. Again, silence. Again. That was becoming a pattern, and I was starting to enjoy it. If you're watching this and wondering what he'll choose next, subscribe now, because the next move changes everything. I didn't choose her over you, he finally said. I raised an eyebrow. You're still choosing her, I replied instantly. That's not what this is. Then what is it? I pressed. He stepped closer again. This time faster, more frustrated. It's nothing serious. I stared at him, long, unblinking, then I laughed again, this time louder, colder. Nothing serious, I repeated. You slapped your wife in your own penthouse for something not serious. That hit him hard. I saw it in his eyes, that small shift, that realization. Too late. You don't understand how this world works, he said. His voice lower now. I stepped forward immediately. No, I said. You don't understand who you married. That stopped him. Completely, I walked past him again, setting my glass down carefully. I let you lead, I said. I let you believe you had control. I turned back to him slowly. But don't confuse silence with weakness. His eyes locked onto mine now, sharp, focused, but different, because now he was paying attention. And what are you going to do? He asked. That question, that was important, because now he was asking, not telling. I smiled, slow, calm, dangerous. You'll see, I said quietly. If you want to see how this turns into a complete downfall, subscribe, like, and comment now. Batch 3 is where everything starts collapsing. You'll see, I said quietly, and for the first time that night, he didn't interrupt me, didn't dismiss me, didn't walk away. He just stood there, watching, carefully, like he was trying to figure out if I was bluffing. I wasn't. I picked up my phone slowly from the marble counter, unlocked it, scrolled once, then turned the screen toward him. Recognize this? I asked. His eyes dropped to the screen, and for a split second, it was small, so small most people would miss it, but I didn't. His pupils shifted, his breathing paused, his control slipped, just slightly. If you're noticing the shift already, subscribe right now, because this is where power starts changing hands. That's nothing, he said quickly, his voice steady, but just a little too fast. I smiled faintly. Nothing? I repeated. I tilted the phone slightly, letting the light reflect across the screen. Private transactions, hidden accounts, luxury transfers, all tied to one name, her, your cheating mistress. You've been generous, I added. His jaw tightened again. It's handled. No, I said calmly. It's hidden, silence. Then, you went through my accounts, he asked, his tone darker now. I stepped closer. No, I said. I own them. That hit harder than anything before. Because this time, it wasn't emotional, it was power. He stared at me, really stared now, like he was trying to find the version of me he thought he knew. She wasn't there anymore. "You're overstepping," he said. I shook my head slowly. "No," I replied, "I'm correcting." He laughed once, short, sharp. "You think money changes anything?" I stepped even closer. Now we were inches apart. "No," I said softly, "but control does." That word stayed between us, control. Because for the first time, he didn't have it. "You wouldn't dare," he said. There it was. Not confidence, not authority, a warning, mixed with something else, something new. I leaned in slightly, close enough for my voice to drop. "I already did." His eyes flickered, just for a second. But that second? That was everything. I stepped back, picking up my drink again like this was just another normal night. "You should call her," I said casually. That caught him off guard. "What? Call her?" I repeated. "Your mistress." He didn't move, didn't respond, so I continued. "Ask her where she is right now. If you're starting to feel where this is going, subscribe now. Because this next moment changes everything." He slowly reached for his phone. Not because I told him to, but because now, he needed to know. He dialed, put it on speaker. It rang once, twice, then, "Opa?" Her voice came through, soft but not calm, not like before. Something was off. "Where are you?" he asked immediately. There was a pause, too long. I left already," she said. I smiled, just slightly. "Left where?" He pressed. Another pause. "I'm going home." I shook my head slowly, disappointed. Then I spoke, loud enough for her to hear. "No," I said calmly, "you're not." Silence on both sides. Her breathing changed instantly. "How?" she started, then stopped. Because she realized. "Who is that?" he asked sharply. I didn't answer him. I spoke to her. "You should ask more questions," I said, "before stepping into something that didn't belong to you." Her voice shook now. "Opa, what's happening?" He turned to me. "What did you do?" Finally, the right question. I slow, controlled, beautiful. "I told you," I said. "You'll see. If you want to see how everything starts collapsing for him and his cheating mistress, subscribe, like, and comment now. Batch 4 is where it all falls apart." "What did you do?" he asked again. This time, there was no control in his voice, just urgency. I didn't answer immediately. I let the silence stretch, let it sit on his chest, let it press against his control until it cracked. Then I took a slow step toward him. I moved first, I said calmly. That confused him. "Good. You always taught me that," I continued. "In your world, hesitation is weakness." His grip tightened around his phone. "Stop talking in circles," he snapped. "What did you do to her?" I smiled slightly. "I didn't do anything to her," I said. "I just removed what was never hers. If you can feel everything about to collapse, subscribe right now. This is where it all breaks." "Opa, what is she talking about?" Her voice came through again, shakier now. I stepped closer to the phone. "You should check your card," I said calmly. Silence then. I just used it earlier," she said, confused. "It's fine." I tilted my head slightly. Try again. A few seconds passed. Then I heard it. That shift in breathing. That quiet panic starting to rise. "It declined," she said. Soft, uncertain, again. "I'll send you another one," he said quickly. I looked at him. That reaction predictable. So predictable. "Try the apartment," I added. That made him turn to me sharply. "What did you?" "I didn't touch anything that wasn't mine," I said, cutting him off. On the other end. I'm outside," she said suddenly. "The code isn't working." There it was, the moment, the exact moment everything hit her at once. "The code has been changed," I said simply. Silence, then. "What?" she whispered. He stepped toward me, too fast. "What did you do?" he demanded again, this time closer, more aggressive. But still, not in control, I didn't step back. Not even an inch. I closed every door you opened for her, I said. My voice didn't shake, didn't rise, didn't break. I ended every luxury you handed to your cheating mistress, using what belonged to me. If you're seeing how power really works, subscribe now, because this is only the beginning of his downfall. Opa, her voice broke through again. I don't understand, my things are still inside. I let out a quiet breath. You'll get them, I said calmly, after you learn the difference between access and ownership. She didn't respond, because now she understood. He ended the call abruptly, hard, then turned to me. There was no mask left. Reverse it, he said, not asked, not negotiated, commanded. I looked at him for a long second, smiled. Know that word? That one word? It hit harder than anything else. You're going too far, he said, his voice dropping again. But now it wasn't calm. It was tight. Controlled anger. I stepped closer again, closing the distance completely. No, I said softly. You didn't think far enough. His eyes locked onto mine, searching, calculating, trying to regain control. But it wasn't there anymore. Not like before. You're making a mistake, he said. And that almost made me laugh again. You made it first, I replied. I walked past him slowly, my shoulder brushing lightly against his. Deliberate, controlled, final. I gave you everything, I continued. My loyalty, my silence, my presence beside you while you built your empire. I stopped, turned halfway, just enough to look at him again. And you traded it for something temporary. He didn't respond because now he was thinking, really thinking, and that meant he was already losing. If you want to see the exact moment he realizes he's lost everything, subscribe, like, and comment now. The final batch is where it all ends, and you traded it for something temporary. The words stayed in the air long after I said them, heavy, final, unavoidable. He didn't move, didn't speak. For the first time since I met him, he had nothing. I picked up my glass again, taking a slow sip, my eyes never leaving his. This is the part, I said quietly, where you start realizing what you actually lost. His jaw tightened. You're still here, he said. So don't act like you've gone anywhere. That made me smile. Soft. But final. I already left, I replied. That hit him. Harder than the slap. If you've made it this far, subscribe right now, because this ending changes everything. You're not walking away from this, he said, stepping toward me again. But something was different now. His steps weren't controlled. They were chasing. And that told me everything. I'm not walking away, I said calmly. I set the glass down, perfectly aligned with the edge of the marble counter. I'm closing a chapter. You think you can just end this? He asked. I tilted my head slightly. No, I said. You ended it the moment you chose your cheating mistress and raised your hand against your wife. Silence. Again, but this time it wasn't power. It was consequence. He ran his hand through his hair again. Frustrated now. You're overreacting. That word. That one word. I walked toward him slowly, each step measured, each step controlled. Then I stopped right in front of him. Say that again, I said quietly. He didn't, because now he heard it too. I built this life with you, I continued. Every deal, every move, every connection. My voice didn't rise, didn't shake, but it carried weight. You think you're the only one who understands power. I leaned in slightly. You just never realized I was the one protecting yours. That froze him, completely. If you're seeing the truth unfold right now, subscribe, like, and comment. This is the moment everything becomes clear. I can fix this, he said suddenly. There it was, desperation. Small, but real, I smiled. Not cruel, not angry, just done. No, I said softly. You can't. He stepped closer again. Slower this time, careful, like he was approaching something fragile. Tell me what you want. That question, that was everything, because now he was asking, not commanding. I held his gaze for a long second, then shook my head. It's not about what I want anymore, I said. I stepped back, creating distance, final distance. It's about what you lost. His breathing shifted, subtle, but I heard it. You're still my wife, he said. And that was his last mistake. I reached for the document sitting on the table beside me. He hadn't even noticed it, until now. I slid it across the marble surface toward him. Clean, precise, unavoidable, he looked down. And for the first time, his expression changed completely. No control, no arrogance, no authority. Just realization.